Hello, it's great to see you again. I thought we'd do a little special thing today because it's a special day, isn't it? It's Good Friday. And because the grown-ups have got their time together this morning, I thought we would do a special one just for us too, so that we can think about what Good Friday is all about. It's a funny name, isn't it, for a day? Good Friday. Are you having a good Friday? I wonder why you think it was called that. Maybe just have a little thought for a moment. Why do you think a day when we remember that Jesus died is called a Good Friday? Do you remember on Sunday we were thinking about a special meal that Jesus had with his friends, weren't we? Where Jesus said that he was going to die, and the bread and the drink that he gave them was to represent his body and his blood, and we were to remember that. Well, just after Jesus finished his meal, he went out with his friends to a garden, and there he prayed to God, and he asked God to help him because he knew that the next little while was going to be really, really difficult, and he needed God to help him. And then as he finished in the garden, he then came across a group of soldiers who came to him, and they arrested him and they took him into the place where they had, where all the soldiers were and all the people, all the important people were. And they were desperate to kill Jesus. They didn't like what he did. They didn't like what he was all about. And so they wanted to kill him. They took him to the most important man in the place. He was a man called Pilate. And they said to him, "We want to kill Jesus." And Pilate said to them, "Why? What has he done wrong? Why do you want to kill him?" And they said, we do. And they shouted and they screamed and they said, "We want to kill him, we want to kill him." But Pilate couldn't understand why. And he got a bowl of water. And he got this bowl and it was full of water, and he washed his hands in it. We're having to do that a lot, aren't we, at the moment, because of what's going on around us with this virus. But he washed his hands to say, "I don't want anything to do with this. I don't think Jesus has done anything wrong." But the crowd still started to shout and scream and said, "We want to kill him, we want to kill him." That seems very unfair, doesn't it? What had Jesus done wrong? In fact, he hadn't done anything wrong. Have you ever been in a position where you've been blamed for doing something wrong when you didn't? It's not very nice, is it? It's not fair. And yet here they were, the crowd saying all these horrible things to Jesus when he hadn't done anything to deserve it. He hadn't done anything wrong. Eventually, they took Jesus just outside the city of Jerusalem and they put him on a cross. That was a very horrible place to be, a very horrible way to die. And he was there on that cross. And do you know what happened? Something miraculous happened when Jesus was on the cross, because it happened during the middle of the day. It was about 12 o'clock, about lunchtime. And do you know what happened then? It went dark. And suddenly, in the middle of the day, it was completely dark and nobody could see what was going on. Because Jesus was there, dying a very painful death. And God didn't want anybody to see it. And then 3 hours later, at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it suddenly became light again. And Jesus died on the cross. Now that doesn't seem good at all, does it? When we think about someone dying, being good. Well, I want to try and explain why that was good to you. And this is really, really important. So I want you to listen very, very carefully. Do you think you can do that? You see, I want to do it like this. We have a pot here, and it's our pot. And in this pot, we have all the things that we do wrong. Do you do things that are wrong? Do you say things that aren't true? Do you do unkind things? Do you obey your mum and dad, as we've been thinking about? Are you selfish? Do you share? There's lots and lots of things, isn't it, that we do wrong. And it builds up and it builds up until it is full. And there we are on this side. But here on this side, we have Jesus. And has he done anything wrong? No. Jesus has done nothing wrong. But do you know what happened on that day, on that Good Friday, all that time ago, is that all the bad things, all the wrong things that we have done was taken over and transferred all the way over to Jesus. And Jesus took all of these bad things, not just for you, but he took all of mine as well, and everybody else, and he had all of that on him. Now, when we do things that are wrong, we get punished, don't we? Sometimes our mums and dad tell us that we can't do something, or they stop us from doing something because we've been naughty and we've done wrong things. And there is a punishment that comes because of it. And that's true for all of these things. And Jesus, there on the cross, was taking all of the punishment that all of our bad things deserve. And he was doing it for each one of us. No wonder it went dark. No wonder God didn't want anybody to see it. Because that must have been so painful, mustn't it? But the incredible thing is, because Jesus died on that cross, what do we have? We're completely clean, aren't we? We've been forgiven. We have no sin at all, no wrong things at all, because Jesus has taken it for us. And that's why it's called Good Friday. Because Jesus died for you, and he died for me. And he died so that all of us can be forgiven. And the question that I want to ask you as we finish this morning is, do you believe that Jesus died for you? Do you believe that when he was on that cross all that time ago, that Jesus was taking all of your bad things and he was forgiving you? That is the most important question you can answer. And that's why I wanted you to listen so carefully. Because do you believe that Jesus died for you? I do. And I hope that you do too. And that you ask Jesus to forgive you and to come and live within you. So that he can be your Saviour. Because that's what the Easter story is all about. And then on Sunday we've got another special one where we're going to do all our usual things, and we're going to think about that most important day of the year, Easter Sunday. But I hope you have a good day today. I hope that you enjoy your time as you remember what Jesus has done for us, and look forward to seeing you on Sunday. Bye.